Okay, all right. NXT, big show tonight. Lot going on. Balor versus Kross 2 tonight. A lot of big things, I should say, on this show in some sort of way between the main event and this whole $1 million face off they were going to do. What does NXT really have planned tonight, huh? We do kick it off, though, with the announcers Beth Phoenix, Vic Joseph, and Wade Barrett out there basically going over the card tonight. And they love using this line a lot, the best women's division in the world and whatnot, as we do kick it off with Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon versus Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. Funny, you only have like 3 NXT women's teams on here, and 2 out of the 3 are in this match, and one of them is the NXT Women's Champion right now. I will say a good match to kick off the show, though. I will say that. Basically, Shotzi and Moon end up getting the win. Moon end up what to do like they're like a double finisher and whatnot onto Dakota Kai to win the match. Raquel Gonzalez basically got pissed in, attack Shotzi and Moon right after. Um, Raquel ended up picking up Shotzi and then basically using it as a battering ram, power bombing her into the ring post and the plexiglass several times, basically killing her out there. Dakota Kai ended up making Ember Moon watch, basically holding her down until Gonzalez ended up like hitting like a snake eyes onto the barricade, leaving her onto the ground and whatnot. So at least they're making Gonzalez still look like a killer out there. Who is next for Gonzalez for the NXT Women's Championship? I don't know. Or are Dakota and Raquel still going after those NXT Tag Team Women's titles right now? Could be that. I'm not really sure, but at least even in defeat they basically still beat up the faces right after. I don't know if they're still going to try to break them up. Could they? I don't know. It's still think I'm going to see it with Dakota Kai and Gonzalez. Is a little bit too early still, possibly, but I still think they may be still going after the tag team titles though. They did get Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher, or Toothless Timmy and Old Man Ciampa there. Of course, the usual Tommaso Ciampa promo talking about the Grizzled Young Vets, and they were going to be seeing them real soon. Of course, Ciampa has to get out of his chair, and Thatcher just kind of trying to be funny, saying, "We're going to break you limb for limb," until Ciampa comes back and smiling then right after. But right after that, we had Pete Dunne versus Bobby Fish. Bobby Fish's return match in the past, 4 to 5 months, I think he's been out. A very good match, I should say. I did like the finish, though, especially with Fish going for the arm, trying to put like to an arm bar and whatnot. Dunne getting out of it and then hitting this sweet ass suplex going to a bitter end for the win. Lorcan basically attacked Bobby Fish right after. Both him and Dunne start beating the crap out of him then and hitting him, like punching him into the elbow and whatnot before walking off. I will say I'm surprised Fish lost right here in his return match, but then again, you're not going to beat Pete Dunne right now. After they wanted to give Fish a win right now, they could have put him against Lorcan out there first and then do next week Pete Dunne and Bobby Fish. But I guess they wanted to give Pete Dunne the win clean right now. Some would say could Kyle O'Reilly could have came out right now? Possibly. Do I expect Red Dragon to be teaming back up soon? Yes, but they're trying to make Kyle O'Reilly into a single star right now, which is not really going out as well as I, expected. Because I still think O'Reilly looks like a he looks like a hipster from LA. All right, and he still sounds like a goofball on the mic for some reason. It's not really that good. So I'm not digging O'Reilly's singles push right now. Okay, so could Red Dragon be reforming? Possibly, or whatever they do next week. They'll probably be doing Fish versus Lorcan next week. They'll probably have both men attack. Well, Dunn and Lorcan attack freaking Fish out there. Then O'Reilly comes out for the save. I could see that happening. So we'll see what goes on with that. Hit Row had a promo in the back. Of course, they got to still keep using J. Cole lyrics off of the off-season, that damn Mario Brothers line. That's like the second, third time I'd have heard on WWE TV. Now, I heard it from the Street Profits last Friday on SmackDown, hearing it again tonight, but they talking about the titles they want to be going after right now. And if you don't know, now you know. Next, Mercedes Martinez went against Zaya Zeta Ramir. I said her name wrong, but yeah, Mercedes Martinez getting the win right here. Nothing much to say from this. She ended up in the air raid crash for the win. But right after the lights went out, and when the lights came back on after almost a whole minute, I guess Zia Lee and her crew are back. We haven't seen them in a while. What really happened to them, especially after the whole, what was it, against, well, I can't believe I forgot their names. Casey Catanzaro and, what's her name? Kaden Carter out there. And Mercedes looked around. And I guess she had some ink written on her hand, which I guess why they took a whole minute to turn the lights back on so they can get that ink on her hand. I guess it's gonna be Mercedes versus Zia Lee, which I feel like Mercedes may be jobbing out to her for some reason. I don't know why, but I see that happening. But at least they got Zia Lee back on TV right now. Like I said, we haven't seen her for a minute, so we'll see where this really goes between her and Mercedes. But I feel like Mercedes is gonna be doing the job. Next, the $1 million face-off. Cameron Grimes, Ted DiBiase. And a lot of this did not make sense to me. So, both guys talking about how they're rich. This is basically old money versus new money right now. And basically, Cameron Grimes saying, I looked up to you. You could treat people like crap with all this money. And even if you look like it. And Grimes, talked about, I'm being disappointed in you right now. They said, don't ever meet your idols and whatnot. But Ted said, me and you got a lot in common, okay? And, for the same reason, I put you through hell and whatnot, because I see myself in you in a little, all right? That you can embody the $1 million man legacy. Well, I guess we forgot about Ted DiBiase Jr., but, Ted said you got it, but ever since you got rich, you have lost focus. But then next thing you know, Eli Drake comes out then. Let me talk to you. Basically, talking about he wanted to give Ted DiBiase an opportunity, $1 million opportunity. And let's see, he can be the man to get things done. And basically told, Grimes that he's not it. He's just randomly rich off of some virtual money and whatnot. But Grimes basically saying, hey man, these $1 million guys talking right now. You're just nickel and dimes. But Ted wanted to hear what he had to say. Um, he said, listen, I know you traveled the world and you gained some success right now. All right. But you may even have the $1 million body and, you're ripped and whatnot. But you're no Cameron Grimes. And, Grimes basically said, you need to get out of the ring if I kick your ass straight back to the moon and whatnot. Basically, Eli Drake ended up attacking him right after then and leaving him on the ground. And then Teddy DiBiase says, kid, you're just not going to get it, are you? And then he starts doing his signature laugh and leaving. Okay, so what's really going on here? So I don't understand what the point of this $1 million face-off was. I don't know if it's not like it's going to be a match between Ted DiBiase and Cameron Grimes. And then here's another thing. You got Eli Drake out there. So did Ted DiBiase just align himself with Eli Drake? Did Cameron Grimes just turn face? Is this leading into a match? I almost thought they were going to put these guys into a tag team for some reason, but I don't really understand what really happened here and what really got accomplished, okay? Where is this really going? I'm assuming, like I said, did Grimes just turn face, or is Ted just aligning himself now with, is he aligning himself with Eli Drake? I don't really understand what's going on right here. It looks like it was a lot going around, and it didn't make a lot of sense, okay? Because what was really accomplished here? Like I said, did Cameron Grimes turn face? I guess he did. I'm not really sure. So something about that was really strange. Indy Hartwell was in the back looking for Dexter Loomis. She went into ran their Everrise, which they still don't rule, but say, man, you want to take a shot right now? Let's do this, okay? And basically, they told her where he was at since they were at their merch table. Everrise, they're really doing their best to get them over. They get a laugh out of me a little, probably second week in a row. I'm trying to give these guys a chance. I know I called them discount Young Bucks before, but they're really trying to get Everrise over. But Indy ran to this dark room, and then when she turned on the lights, all these pictures happened. Were on the wall, and I guess it was one with a broken heart, and the one with the whole, one back at that segment last week with the when they're at that massage parlor or whatnot. And I guess Loomis was one of the masseuse and whatnot. So yeah, Dexter wants blood, and he's coming for Indy Hartwell. So the hunt is on. I guess the hunt is on. Taya making her debut. I'm not still gonna go by that name they called her. I still think that Frankie Monet name is not good. But Taya went in against Cora Jade. Taya, of course, big entrance and whatnot. So, like I said, it was a debut match. It was good. It was effective. She won with the, I don't know what they're going to call her finisher right now. I know even Beth Phoenix, I've seen that move before. The Glam Slam. They're not going to call it the Road to Valhalla. So we don't know what that move is going to be called right now. I'm just still going to call Road to Valhalla as the time being, but don't know what kind of new finisher they're going to give Taya and whatnot. Well, the name of it. So we'll see what goes on from there. Imperium, I guess, had a message. Well, Walter, still in the UK, basically talking about how Alexander Wolf is gone, which I still think that's crazy. The minute he got kicked out the group, he got released from the company last week. So that's still strange. But, Walter basically told him that, Bartel and Aichner are going to have to step things up and that the ring is sacred. Bronson Reed came out, the new North American champion, talking about how it took him 14 years to get to this point in his career and it wasn't an easy road, but now he's finally climbed the mountain. And after falling and falling and falling off that same mountain, he's finally got up there. Because, a lot of people told him he couldn't do it, but he never took no for an answer. And he told everybody, you can go out there and be a champion. Regular, typical Bayface promo, inspiring and whatnot. But Reed talked about this title and good luck to anybody trying to take it from him because you got a colossal mountain to climb. Next thing you know, Santos Escobar, Legado del Fantasma came out. Escobar basically saying, your speech is like telenovela. You're getting tears from their eyes and whatnot. But I can't relate to you, all right? You weren't born a champion. I am, he says. And this is the North American title. I'm the Emperor of Lucha Libre. And, I run, I basically run this, all right? And, I was the cruiserweight champion, he said. But Escobar said, I've dominated Mexico and North America. DJZ said, what about Canada? Canada? Canada doesn't count. Just fuck Canada, I guess. They said, fuck Canada, basically. But right after that, Escobar basically got up on the ring. Legado del Fantasma surrounded him. They were about to jump him until MSK came out then, basically making save. I'm glad they got Santos out of cruiserweight division, so at least they moved them up now into the North American title division. Let's see how that goes. Hopefully, it's really crowded right now in that scene, but let's see where he falls into this. But at least he's finally out of the cruiserweight division and moved up to something bigger now. Probably be a six-man tag with all these guys next week, so watch out for that. But we now move on to the main event. Finn Balor, Karrion Kross, number 2 for the NXT title. Very good match. Would I say the second one was almost better than their first one? I think it was more brutal somewhat towards the end. It was a lot more going on. I feel like it was a lot of no-selling in this match because, man, Kross was just popping up like crazy, especially after Balor did that dive and then Kross ended up rising back up and hitting with like a big back suplex onto the announce table, which he was beating the hell out of Balor, though, just powerbomb him to the barricade and whatnot, kicking the shit out of him until, Balor ended up recovering, hitting a double stomp and whatnot, trying to go for the coup de grace, but that still didn't work. Kross was just hitting him with damn near Doomsday Saitos all over the place, damn near destroying him, elbow him in the back of the head and neck. Balor was still able to get out of it and try to put him in his own rear naked choke, which he didn't put into a triangle choke, but Kross got out of it and, ended up power bombing him. Balor was starting to rise back up. But Kross took him down with a big clothesline in. And then he started hitting him with the back of his neck with those forearms, just beating his neck several times, put him into a sleeper hold until Balor passed out. So, very good match. We knew both of these guys were going to put on a great one, just like they did the last one. The second one, I'll say, was somewhat better in a way. It started off slow at first, but it got better throughout time. But still, overall, good match in general. We all knew Kross was never going to lose the title. Come on, he just kind of had the belt not that long ago. So we knew he was going to be winning in general. Now, the next step is, where does Balor go on from here? Some are now saying that Finn Balor may be going to SmackDown to be facing Roman Reigns for that Universal title. Some are saying about SummerSlam. We've seen Paul Heyman in these promo videos since last week, ever since they did that Prime Target thing for, Kross versus Balor too, and getting his take on it. Because where does Finn Balor go on from here now? Because he's already had the NXT title, and he's gone for a second time. They can't send him back to the bottom all the way. So could he be going to SmackDown? Possibly, because I wouldn't send him to Raw right now, because Raw just looks really, really bad unless they're going to bring that Finn Balor like he's been booked over the past year in NXT to that show. But I'd probably see a better chance going against SmackDown, because honestly, who else do they really got Roman in the face right now when you think about it? I don't want to say just feed, Balor like another body and whatnot to him, but they're going to have to save Balor for a big match against Roman Reigns. And some would say by SummerSlam, which I can see that happening. So we'll see where Finn Balor goes on to next or whatever he's going to do. I don't know how long he's still going to be sticking around in NXT. So We'll see what happens with him. But Kross is still the champion. Don't know who his next challenger is going to be, so we'll see what happens with him next also. Some people actually thought Balor was going to win the belt back so Kross will go on to the main roster because I'm sure they want him on the main roster. I'm sure Vince wants him on the main roster, especially a guy his size, him and Scarlett. They come in as a package deal. But Kross is still the champion, and they're going to be sticking in NXT for a while. So we'll see what happens with Balor next. But overall, still a very good main event to end this show. Like I said, these title matches have been coming almost every week with NXT lately. Title match after title match after title match, and we're still not even in TakeOver yet. So we'll see what happens with that. But other than that, I'm out of here. See you guys later. Peace. I guess I won't be back tomorrow night because it won't be an AEW review tomorrow until Friday. So no wrestling tomorrow night, okay? But other than that, I'm out of here. Like I said, it's been a lot of still crazy news going on right now in wrestling. I'm not going to go through all the news things and whatnot. Because, yeah, I could go in and talk about Adam Burke. I can't say his name right, but he didn't really last that long on Monday Night Raw, and he's already released, or they parted mutual ways. Or John Cena having to apologize for saying Taiwan was a country, which I don't think he really knew. So I think people blown it out of proportion and whatnot. I think he only apologized just because it's PR and, movie career, and they want Fast 9 to be played over there. I don't think John Cena is a sellout or anything and kowtowing over there to a different country and whatnot, because he did apologize in Chinese. But I don't think John Cena did nothing wrong. I think he honestly knew that. I think he honestly thought that Taiwan was. I thought Taiwan was a country. Okay, so I now know it's not. But I think John Cena just made an honest mistake. So I don't know why a lot of people are giving him heat or trying to cancel him for it. That's fucking retarded. That doesn't even make any sense. Like I said, man, cancel culture is a bunch of bullshit, anyways. But we'll save that for another time, all right? But just news stories just going all over the place. But other than that, I'm out of here. Comment, subscribe, find me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. I will see you guys on Thursday then for an Impact Wrestling review. I'm out. See you guys later. Peace.